Alright everybody, welcome to another week of the Marvin.ie Collegiate Championship brought to you by Irish Collegiate Esports. My name is Jason Cardinal Power and I'm joined as always by Jack Ferrex Price. We are going to be getting into the knife round straight away between UCD A and Ulster University Esports. Jack, how are you keeping?
Oh yeah, not too bad. Glad to be here. Fresh off the back of my own game just there on Sunday, and happy to be back behind the desk once again.
Behind the virtual desk that we sit behind as we cast together these online games. But I'm glad to be here with you.
Oh no, absolutely. It's always a pleasure. It's always fun, and we always get to see a decent bit of Counter-Strike. UUSU going to come out on the top in the knife round there. Cormac winning it out over Evan, so we're going to get to see who's going to start on which side here on Cash Cardinal. And it's a map that we've seen both sides play before, especially UCD there. They're quite fond of this map. Now, that didn't stop them getting destroyed by TUD on it in their previous matchup. I believe it was 16-4 the final score when they were last here. But UUSU had a little bit more success against UCDB. They beat them 16-13, I think, when they played against UCDB. So both teams with a little bit of experience on this map for sure, and both teams definitely with some strats. But we're going to see what UCD can make of this pistol round, Cardinal.
We will indeed. That's exactly it. As we get into the pistol round on this best of one in Cash between UCD and Ulster University. But we've got a lot to talk about tonight, Jack. We've got a lot because we are coming to the end of the group stage in the Marvin.ie Collegiate Championship. So very important games for a lot of teams, and depending on what way these last couple of games go, we could see a very interesting bracket. A lot of teams are very close together on rounds, but coming into this pistol, and Dilo's already on the job, 2 headshots, but Drags and Incipien's there to help him out. They're going to take him down, and we're down to a 3-on-3 already as the bomb gets planted for UCD. They've established a huge amount of control on the A bomb site already. Cormac's going to get gushed down to 18 as does eventually actually find the kill though. Now this retake is looking a lot more likely. As Ulster University now swarm the bomb site. Are they going to check all the angles though? And oh no, Mr. Sandwich needs to find that kill, and he does. They know where the last player is. 3 alive. Can Drags get it done? No, we can't. Mr. Sandwich going to pick up the kill. And with that, the pistol round as well going the way of Ulster University.
Yeah, fantastic start there for Ulster University. I mean, given our previous results, I think UCD Swans A team are going to be favourites coming into this game, but Ulster University by no means are just going to let them roll them over. So a good start by them picking up that pistol round, and with UCD here on just a few upgraded pistols, we should see the second round going in favour of Ulster University as well. But coming into this Cardinal, like I've just said, I would expect UCD to be the favourites, but we can't quite rule Ulster University out of it. They had a very good showing against UCDB here on this map, so they're no strangers to it.
Oh yeah, we've seen Cash a lot so far throughout the tournament. It seems to be very popular, especially when teams maybe don't exactly know what their opponent is going to be strong or weak on, and they just want to pick something that they're confident to play, and that seems to be Cash for a lot of teams. As we alluded to, it is going to be the second round going the way of Ulster University though, as expected. But as we always tend to mention, every single round in these best of ones can be very, very crucial.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and this round is one of those crucial rounds for UCD. They need to get this round because the weaponry is still a little bit weak for Ulster University. They still have a few SMGs, only 2 rifles, the FAMAS and the M4 for Lagoon and Belong. So you see they're going to take some early mid control here. 1 player up boost and 2 out lower mid. Ruben kind of choppy on that smoke. Gonna fail the flash. Belong is holding from white box. That nade not going to quite reach him, but mid control now been fully established by UCD. They're going to just slow things down. They're going to see if Ulster University are going to get aggressive at all, but nothing as of yet. Sandwich is pushed up to that close box in B main, but nobody really there for UCD for him to take down. But Mr. Turtle is going to catch out Cormac, who would have gotten aggressive over towards A, and Incipien's finding Belong in middle is going to open up this round for UCD. Good start for them. Incipien's finding the info that there's still 1 more player on A. They're going to fall back and hit B now. I think UCD Incipien's going to go through the vents, and it's Doilo here on site. Or excuse me, sorry, it's Sandwich on site. Does have an MP9. Skins pushing close straight away through that smoke. Sandwich is actually going to drop Ruben, but Turtle's there with a quick reply, and it's down to a 2-on-4, and things got a little bit scrappy there for a second. I kind of lost my train of thought. Bomb is going to get planted. This default box on backside. And Ulster University have had enough. They're going to fall back, try hold on to these weapons, but Drags says not if I have anything to do with it. Going to find the first kill and tag up Lagoon as he was crossing towards site there, down to 48 HP. A well-placed nade can finish him off right now. He's backed up towards quad, but UCD are hunting this. They do not want to let him hold on to this weapon, and it looks like the rate they're going is not going to be able to do that. Does have a nade to hand, but gets caught looking the wrong way. Evan swinging at a main. Going to close out that round for UCD, and possibly as expected, Cardinal. UCD going to pick up that round. 2-1 now is the scoreline.
It is 2-1 now, so this is going to be an interesting round as well. We actually see the AWP getting picked up over on the side of Ulster University, but you called it perfectly, Ferex, in that last round where they just waited. UCD, knowing that Ulster University were going to have a couple of SMGs in that round, needed to push and try and get the close angles. They got really, really smart there to sit back and wait for the push to come in, which will net them their first round on the board. But Lagoon's going to open up this one now. Rubish has gone down. No refrag potential for the side of UCD there, so that's going to be a clean kill. Drags dropped very low as well. Cormac on the receiving end of the UCD firing squad from his perspective, but mid control yet again going over to UCD as they establish their presence out towards mid. And yet again, very similarly to last round, we see it slow down now. Both teams don't want to give up any more than they need to, but as I say that, Drags is going to go down at the hand of Cormac with the UMP. Still on the SMG, couldn't afford for the rifle, but his teammates are there to bail him out. He's going to pick up one kill anyway. Down to a 5-on-3. As it's Incipiens, Mr. Turtle and Evan with the job to do. 46 seconds left on the clock now. Actually, Incipiens has made his way all the way up highway, and he's going to find the first kill. Can't get the second though. Dilos is on the ball to take him out. First man going down for Ulster University so far in this round now, as they need to go towards the bomb site. 31 seconds left, and with that utility, Cat is out of the bag, and Dilos finds his third, and that's going to be the round.
Good stuff there by Ulster University, shutting down that push from UCD. I mean, it was a little bit scrappy coming out mid, giving Lagoon a free kill with the AWP, and Drags pushing out of the vents. I think he thought Checkers was clear because he wasn't looking towards where Belong was playing, which was a pretty standard position at all. But nonetheless, Ulster University are going to find that third round, and UCD a little bit of a weaker buy this time. Drags only on the Deagle, Ruben with a scout, and pieces of utility missing here and there as well, and some of that's going to be used up pretty rapidly over towards this B side. Incipiens throwing this utility set, which he actually throws pretty frequently over towards B. It gains some checker control almost every time he throws it, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Checkers control soon to be established by UCD, but Sandwich is here on site, is going to spot out Incipiens in that corner, but good team flash there. Get him into Checkers, and Drags lining up that CT smoke, so it's definitely a BXU coming out for UCD in this round, but there's two, soon to be three Ulster University players here to hold this off. But Evan, fantastic shot to Sandwich. He was caught out in the open on site, and now the site is going to fall to UCD. Heaven's going to get smoked out, and Turtle is going to plant this default bomb. 4 versus 5, and Ulster University, I mean, might just want to consider saving this one. Their economy is not strong at all. Cormac just about to go down events. That's exactly what happens. 3 versus 5 now, and Ulster University, they're still fighting this one, I think, but as I say that, they are going to start to fall away. The right decision, I think. Hold on to these rifles. All 5 players up, and Ruben has been boosted up into vent and gets punished for pushing out towards mid there. 4 UCD players still alive though, holding on to these rifles, and they need to do just that because their economy isn't much stronger. But Long is going to drop one before Mr. Turtle takes him down. 3 versus 2, and still a sizable amount of economic damage being done to both sides. UCD coming out on top in terms of the round and in terms of players surviving. Actually, I say that Doilo is going to even it up there at the end. Fantastic headshot onto Drags, who was coming out of door. So only 2 rifles saved for UCD, but the economy is there to be able to buy into this one. And so far, it's been a little bit back and forth, Cardinal. No clear, no clear winner so far at the moment.
Yeah, it's back and forth is exactly how I would describe it, and both teams kind of duking it out here and there, and it almost seems to be when they haven't got the full buy that they have a better chance at winning the round, as strange as that is to say, but they're making it work for them so far. 3-2 the scoreline in favour of Ulster University just by the 1 round advantage. And as I say that, Drags is going to open up with a kill onto Cormac, so he's been taken out of the round and we're down to a 5-on-4 already. And let's see now, once UCD have established mid-control as they've done so far in this map. Exactly, that's it. The round just starts to slow down now. UCD slap on the brakes. They're just trying to bait Ulster University into making some sort of mistake, or maybe they'll get a little bit over-aggressive, but Ulster University doing well so far to sit back. Let them come. Incipiens yet again pushing up highway, and he's going to push up pretty much uncontested, but Doilo checks it just in time as he times the kill and evens up 4 men apiece now. This looks like the hit coming into the B-bomb site yet again. There's only one player here close, and he's going to go down. Mr. Sandwich is taken out. But do UCD realise that there's nobody on site? That Molotov is going to cause trouble, but it still allows Belong to get a kill. And now Ulster University know exactly what's happening, but do they want to go for this retake now that the bomb has been dropped? Planted on the site. 3 men still left alive for both sides. Only 1 defuse kit though on Doilo, so if they want this retake to happen, they've got to make it happen quickly. And oh no, there's going to be 2 kills going the way of UCD, and Lagoon has to run away with his tail between his legs there. But that is going to be... oh, great shot from Drags. Or Mr. Turtle, I should say, actually. But that is going to be the scoreline evened up, Ferrex, and we're back now 3 rounds apiece. And this is going to be an interesting round, I think, in terms of who's going to take the driver's seat going into the first half.
Yeah, UCD did well there to take that side, catching out the player on that close box, and finally, one team's economy is going to be broken. UUSU going to opt to take an eco on this one. Some USPs and 2 P250s, but Incipiens, that utility set that I mentioned before. Are UCD expecting this push though? Mr. Turtle certainly is. Finds the first kill onto Belong and nearly catches out Sandwich as well. Just about gets away. Our checkers control now firmly established by UCD. Cormac though has slid through the smoke here. I think Incipiens was ready and waiting for it. He expected somebody to be close and rewarded for his patience. Drags meanwhile not quite connecting all the shots on A, but 2 players for UUSU now are so low and they're not going to be able to get anything done. I think Turtle coming out of door going to drop 2 more players. That's his 3rd so far in this round, and Drags going to finish it up for UCD to put them in the lead, albeit by only 1 round in the economy. Still not great for Ulster University, Cardinal. They are going to buy their way into this one, I think, but it's going to be a weak one.
Yeah, it is going to be a weak one. Ulster University didn't invest much into the last round, just a couple of upgraded pistols. I don't think anybody brought Kevlar into that round, so they were happy enough to just let it go the way of UCD now and bring a much better buy coming into round number 8. But UCD will start to edge out in front, and they've been looking dominant so far, the last couple of rounds at least. But Lagoon, if he's got anything to say about it, he's going to put a stop to it and make that 2. He doubles up and finds Incipiens as well. And yet again, very back and forth action across the board between these teams as we're down now to a 5-on-3 UCD after getting a clean sweep last round. Already lost 2 players in the form of Incipiens and Drags, arguably 2 of the most impactful players for the UCDA team. But again, still plenty of time left on the clock, and we're going to see the round slow down as the remaining 3 players slowly creep their way towards B, but little do they know there's 4 men very, very close by on the side of Ulster University. And now down to 2, but Mr. Turtle, Ruben even, Mr. Turtle, no.
Mr. Turtle.
Yeah, the kill feed is completely blowing my mind here, but we'll get there eventually,
We'll forgive you, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. Auto director, I'll start wrecking me now in a minute as well, watch. But down to a 2-on-4. 35 seconds left. UCD need to make the choice here. Are they going to go for the save? And with that kill going over to the CT side, I think that's going to be all she wrote in terms of this round for UCD. And we're going to see a 4-4 scoreline yet again. Ferex now evened up again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's interesting, you know, how back and forth this game has been so far. Doyle, fantastic shot on Turtle to close out the round. But yeah, how back and forth this game has been so far. It's not something we see an awful lot in in ICE, but it's good to finally see it coming out. And what's also important to note is that there's not really been any standout players so far for either team. I mean, Doilo on 9 frags for UUSU, but beyond that, the frags are pretty closely spread. It's not really much of a carry situation at the moment. UCD looks like they're going to elect for a fast A play here. Ruben Smoke there, it smokes across, I believe. The counter utility from the CTs is going to slow them down. And Scipien's jumping around in door, not quite sure what he was doing, opened it without even having a gun out. Going to get tagged down, 21 HP on him, and he's going to get dropped. I don't quite know why he's peeking with so little HP. Going to get punished for that flash. Not really going to catch any UCD players here, but this is so smart. Look, they're boosting up onto Shroud. That's going to get that drags a free kill, and he's going to find a second, I think. Does just that. Evan finding one as well. It's all falling apart for UUSU. Bomb is going to get planted on A side. It's just Lagoon and Sandwich left, and they're done. Cardinal, they're finished. They're out of this round. And everything just happened so fast there. UCD completely dismantled this A side and dismantled this UUSU defense, and that's going to be their 5th round, I think. But
Yeah.
actually, as I say that, I appear to have spoken too soon. UUSU are still going to go for this retake. First kill going towards them, and things a little bit antsy because all of the UCD players are tagged up, and Drag's only on 19 HP. Evan's going to find the first kill, and Drag's chiming in 3rd of the round, and that was a very interesting round to watch. Cardinal. It looked like USU had given up, but they came back with a vengeance and found themselves 2 kills before they're being shut down.
Yeah, they really fancied that retake. I think once Lagoon got the first frag to open it up, maybe they thought they had a bit of a chance, but is going to go the way of UCD. What was nice to see there was the change of pace from UCD. We've seen them kind of slow the round down so far once they get an opening pick, whether it goes their way or the way of the CTs, but that one they completely changed the pace up. Really fast hit onto A and got themselves onto the bomb site. Even missing a little bit of utility as they moved out. There was a little bit of confusion, I think, in Squeaky. They still established control of the bomb site, which is great to see, but gonna be more the same, I think, now on the opposite half of the map as Incipiens opens up a kill in checkers. And he's gotta expect there to be someone else close by, considering that player gets boosted into vents, but is he gonna be expecting 2? Not a huge amount invested into this round for the CT side. Just Doilo's notably on the Deagle. He's got the Kevlar and helmet as well. Not going to do much against these AKs and the AWP now, which has been brought out on the T side for the first time, actually. It's Rubish is going to pick that up. I'm not sure if you typically see him with that.
It's an interesting decision for Doyle there to buy the head cover. I'm not quite sure what's going through his head. I mean, maybe the economy thinks the economy for UCD might be a little bit weak, but they're all AKs at the moment. I think that's a little bit of a blunder, really, because it's an unnecessary purchase, and I'm not sure what's going on. This round. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, that's gonna be it, I think. Dolo's maybe hoping to just get away from this one with his life, but that Molotov been deployed now shuts down any chance of a retake, if there ever was one. But that's gonna be... I think this is the first time since the pistol round, Ferrex, that we're gonna see a 2-round advantage now, so super back and forth between both teams, and oh, Dilos, you hate to see it. There's nothing worse. But is he gonna even get a frag? No, Mr. Turtle is there right in the back, picks up a second as well. And that's just very frustrating to see, but 6-4 now in favor of UCD.
UCD looks like they're starting to settle into this game. They strung 3 rounds together before USU clawed one back, but now they have 2 in a row once again, so starting to get going on this T side. 6-4 is the scoreline now, and USU gonna buy their way into this one. 10 kills for Doilos, leading the charge for USU at the moment. Not able to match Strags' 11 kills though. Looks like we're going to see the mid execute for UCD once again, giving the mid control a few rounds now, so no reason to not run it once again. Looks like we're going to see a B split. Bomb being taken over towards B by Mr. Turtle. Incipiens so thorough, cleaning out every angle. And after some fast-paced rounds, she's slowing it down once again. Drags finding that entry onto Doilo is going to give UCD the advantage. But Ulster have taken A main control here, so if UCD decide to go back, that could prove to be their undoing. But Incipiens is very aware, he's very cautious of a push from behind. He doesn't want anybody to be caught out by this. Evan got a Molotov headshot, and here comes the taking out. Drags already out on site, spins and take the head off of Belong. Fantastic shot. I don't know if he expects a second player to be back on site. He doesn't. Sandwich is going to take him down, but eventually does get dropped. Gives us a 4 versus 2. Only Cormac and Lagoon left, and I don't think there's much left for them to do in this round. Lagoon might be able to find a kill or two with the AWP, but that flash is going to force him back. Cormac on a little bit of a flank, but he's just holding out so useless. I think Ulster University happy to play for exit at the moment. Lagoon giving away his position with the AWP is going to fall back to CT spawn. So UUSU certainly just playing for exits at the moment, but remains to be seen if they're going to be rewarded with any. 2 UCD players now, possibly 3, heading out through CT. Lagoon not able to connect the shot. Could catch out Ruben here, but he's gone the other way, so looks like all 4 UCD players are going to stay alive, as well as both of the Ulster University players, so not a complete loss for Ulster in that round, Cardinal. 2 rifles being brought over means they can drop their teammates, so they could force up around this one.
Yeah, so they did manage to at least get away with something worthwhile, you know. They're going to be bringing a little bit into this. Doido's actually opting for the Mag 7. Been reduced in price recently, so a little bit more of a tempting buy, but Belong is going to get very aggressive out B hall to try and find a frag, and that's what's going to happen. Evan gets caught out by the SMG. And now man advantage in favour of Ulster University. Let's see if they can make something of this round. As we see yet again, UCD player pushed all the way up highway for free. That's going to be Drags. Has plenty of ammunition been used through that smoke there, and oh, Incipients just about catches him out. Doilo, maybe if he had the rifle in his hands he would have been able to make something happen, but it's the Drags show now as he finds a kill onto the site. Cormac gets dropped. That's going to call for the CTs to rotate to A, but little do they know UCD have completely bamboozled them all the way back to B, and there's nobody on site. Drags holding down the fort on highway all on his own. Been playing with so much confidence in the last couple of rounds, and it really tells. He's been flashing himself out, getting very aggressive and up in the face of the CT side. I think that's going to be yet another round, although Lagoon does well to find Rubish. Still 3 men left alive for UCD, but the bomb hasn't gone down with only 28 seconds left to think. So Turtle is going to go all the way back to A. They've isolated Lagoon to the B bomb site. Lagoon, very important that he keeps onto this AWP, because they are, well, they are going to have a bye next round, so using this AWP could be a huge problem, and gets completely caught out. That's going to be the bomb down for UCD. And the round, 8-4 now the scoreline, as we're coming into the last couple of rounds of the half, Ferrex.
Yeah, UCD playing the back and forth game there between the sides. Started out on A and back towards B, and finally planted over on A, but the economy just isn't there for Ulster University to buy into this one, so it's just going to be some pistols and armour and a B rush coming out of UCD. Only one player here. It's Evan, gets completely deleted by Belong. Ferrari peak there. It's a free AK. But UCD now, I think, have realised that all 5 players are going to be there. Evan should have called that, so going to take A site nice and swiftly, and bomb is going to go down, but Ulster University now have slowed down. Incipients push the whole way through. Z drops Cormac. The AK is still up though. Incipients could be on for more frags here. Does well to find Doilo, and a second one onto Lagoon as well. Good spray control there by him. Drags chiming in onto Belong. That's the AK down. It's just Sandwich left, and he's only 19 HP to work with. I don't think there's much more for him to do in this round. Maybe just try and find a cheeky exit with that P250, but UCD slowly closing out on his position. Drags so dangerous. Gonna be looking the right way, I think. Sandwich so close there to finding that kill, but any second now he should be dropped. Incipients with the knife there just manages to get away behind sandbags. Swings back out to find his 4th kill of the round. Fantastic stuff there by him. UCD now going 9-4 up.
It's coming into the last 2 rounds now of the first half, and although the beginning of this map was very back and forth between the 2 teams and very scrappy play, UCD have definitely edged themselves out well ahead, especially in the last couple of rounds. Drag sitting on 17 frags already, and What's interesting is Rubish only has 1 kill so far in this map, but yet his team are still, after taking the last few rounds very, very convincingly. So Frag's definitely putting his teammates on his back when they might be having a little bit of trouble, but been working their way so far now as round number 14 kicks off. So University do have a full buy coming into this one, and I think this is the first time we've seen the double op setup on the CT side. Unfortunately for them, that's going to be 1 down already as Belong gets deleted from the B bomb site by Incipiens. And he's going to double up, find a 2nd kill. Retrieves the AWP as well, but do they expect Cormac? Oh no, he's going to find himself a kill, but might have forgotten Incipiens was on the bomb site, or thought he pushed through, but Cormac actually dying for free there. Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one, but nevertheless, Incipien's got to single-handedly establish control of the B bomb site. Ruben is coming in now with the bomb. He's going to get that down. It looks like we will be coming to the last round of this first half at a 10-4 scoreline, unless Lagoon and Doilos fancy their chances at this retake, but he is going to find a kill. Incipiens and Lagoon having a little bit of a sniper battle here just outside B, and Doilos with the movement actually finds a great kill onto Incipiens. And oh no, have the T site completely abandoned the bomb site? They have, but Doilos, oh, I don't think he expected it. I think he thought they would have been closer. Mr. Turtle is back just in time. Gonna stick the defuse, but very interesting end to the round, Ferex, as we come into round number 15.
Yeah, very nearly a big blunder there by UCD. Both players far, far away from the side. If Doilo had been a little bit faster coming onto the side, he might have been able to pull off that defuse, but just took a little bit too long and got punished for it. So final round now, 10-4. Mr. Turtle gonna throw that op away and pick himself up an AK. It's interesting, we usually see Mr. Turtle or maybe Drags doing the opping for UCD, but at the moment it's Ruben, so maybe those players not really feeling it at the moment. But I mean, Ruben's not doing so well with it either, only on 1 frag as you pointed out previously, Cardinal. But these rounds still working out for UCD obviously, so if it ain't broken, don't fix it, as they say. Buy though for UUSU is so weak, not a single M4 or AUG or anything. Incipien's fantastic entry onto Doilo, gonna give UCD an avenue onto this A side. Will they expect Cormac to be up instead? Incipiens has the angle and takes him down. Gets tagged down to 8 HP, but a fantastic double entry by Incipiens, and that's more like it from him in these later rounds. But I think he's going to get dropped by Belong, does, but Ruben finding a 2nd kill of this half. Got drop Lagoon, and Drags chiming in with 1 on sandwich, and Ruben getting aggressive, a little bit of confidence there at the end, triples his kills in the 1 round. So good finish there by UCD after, you know, a little bit of a sketchy start from them, going 3-1 down in the first 4 rounds, but they settled in pretty nicely. Finished this half on 11-4. Drags leading the way on 18 frags. Incipiens close on his heels, hot on his heels, excuse me. 17 frags for him, and the rest of UCD kind of in the mix there, but it's more of a dire story on the University side. Doilo with 11 frags, Lagoon 1 behind him. But I mean, Cardinal, it's a little bit of an abysmal showing from them so far. Only 4 rounds on their CT side. Now, Cash, you know, is one of those maps that we consider to be a little bit more T-sided, at least in my opinion. But you would still expect to see more rounds on their CT side, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things we've seen from the UCDA team on Cash is that they have great coordination between their players, especially coming onto the CT side. So we could be looking at a very grim scoreline here if they do pick up this pistol round, which we've seen them do so in the past, but Ulster University now at least going to try and make a game out of it as they get their hands stuck into the T side. But yeah, a little bit of a pause coming in. Some interesting conversation happening in game, as always.
Yeah, I mean, Irish CS no strangers to talking absolute muck during the breaks. One of the players gone to the toilet, so we're just waiting for him to return, but gives a little bit of a chance, Cardinal, to talk about you know, the other games that we had on this week, because we actually had a surprise result earlier on this week on Sunday
Really?
in the game between Trinity and UCDB.
Oh.
UCDB came out on top, 16-13 over on Dust 2, a map that we know Trinity to be quite comfortable on.
That is a big upset.
It's a very large upset, especially considering that the UCDA team could not best Trinity. So that's an interesting result for sure, and it's kind of it's given us this interesting dynamic that we discussed before the game now, in terms of the standings at the moment, because we have one team that's TUD on 4 wins. They've won all of their games so far, and 3 other teams, and we should see a 4th join them shortly. That'll be UCDA on 3 wins. So that's given us a little bit of an awkward bracket coming into these semi-finals. We're gonna have to see how the admins work that one out. But yeah, it's that upset has certainly thrown a spanner in the works as far as tournament brackets go.
Definitely has. But we've got
sure
a bit of an
happening.
ordeal here, actually. Yes, as UCD looked at the beginning of that round, they looked like they'd gone completely for the flank, as Incipients and Drags, I think, pushed from B all the way through to Garage, but then decided to stop and go back. Now, Ulster University have gotten the bomb down, and that crossfire set up, Incipients is going to be on the receiving end of it. Now just Rubish and Mr. Turtle make something happen here. 2 players in quad, and Mr. Turtle is going to find the kill, but Cormac... Oh no, that smoke could be a problem, though. He's got the kit as well, Mr. Turtle. Oh, very close, but Cormac makes it happen. And that is going to be the pistol.
Yeah, that's the 2nd pistol for Ulster University now. But Turtle tried to be sneaky there, coming off the bomb, playing around the edge of the smoke, but Cormac caught him out anyway. Did well to win that round. But that, like I said, that's both pistols now for Ulster University. We should see a 2nd round come out here, but actually UCD, this is interesting. They're going to go for the force buy into this round. 3 UMPs, a deagle, and a mag 7, and this could catch Ulster University out, and this would be mega tilt, I think, for Ulster University if they lost this one. UCD making the right call, getting up close and personal in mid. No. Doilo takes a little bit of damage by that player who was crossing, but Drags is so close with this UMP, and he could be an absolute thorn in their side, but the smoke fades just in time. Cormac's going to catch him out. Unfortunate there for Drags. The idea was there, but just got a little bit done over by the smoke, and that's going to open up the round. But Evan pushed up here on B, so deadly with that deagle, takes down Lagoon, but Belong is with a fast reply onto Turtle, but Incipients meanwhile has pushed the whole way through A main here. Ruben, unfortunately for him, is going to get caught out, so I think that's going to be the round for Ulster University. Unfortunately for UCD, that force by not working out, but a little bit of economic damage done. Lagoon going down and Evan retrieving the Galil, and UCD, they still want to see if they can do more damage. That's exactly what's going to happen. Evan going to find one before he gets dropped by Sandwich, and Cormac finding Incipients gives us 11-6. Still in favour of UCD, but that force means that they're going to have to eco this one, Cardinal, and so we should see a 7th round coming out for Ulster University pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely a confidence play in the last round from UCDA, as they were really feeling it. Drag's already at 20 frags, only 18 rounds in. So you can kind of understand where they went with the force buy. They thought, let's just chance our arm. We've got the round advantage anyway. So they're not going to be too concerned, but it is just going to be the firing squad of Belong that they're going to run into, and that's the call comes out. As he spots out most of the CT side pushing through B halls. Ulster University, they've got a couple of AKs here and the remnants of the last round's buy as well, so they don't want to actually lose too much here if they can avoid it. They know they're going to be mainly going up against pistols. But they're going to try and hang on to whatever they can. As we see the bomb go down on the A bomb site now. UCD with nothing to lose here apart from a couple of pistols. They are going to push through. Evan does get the dink, however. Will pay for it with his life. Belong dropped very low, but this is going to be a 7th round on the board for Ulster University, Farts.
Yeah, you're right. That economic damage, as you mentioned, Cardinal, not really getting done by UCD at the moment. Drags does finally find that kill. Sandwich is there with the fast trade, and it's only Turtle with the USP saving that KD, but isn't even going to be able to manage to do that. Dropped by the bomb, but here we go into this first gun round on this CT side for UCD. Mr. Turtle bringing out the op. This time I mentioned that it was unusual to see Ruben opping the T side, but back to normal now. Drags and Ruben, or excuse me, Mr. Turtle, with the op. So double op setup. No op for Ulster University though. They're going to put a player up boost here. Do what they can. That smoke in Z is going to hold off the mid player, but Incipien's pushing through A as he so frequently does. Finds a kill, but Sandwich is there with the trade. 4 versus 4 early on in the round. Still a minute 30 left on the clock, and Evan, cheeky angle here under Shroud. Ulster University not doing a whole lot with this round at the moment. They're just waiting to see if UCD are going to get aggressive on the CT side. We know that UCD actually do tend to get quite aggressive on the CT side, especially Incipiens, but he's already out of the round, so that threat's somewhat eliminated. Looks like they're going to head towards A. Sandwich going to make some steps. Himself up the AK. He sees the arm of Evan there, but he doesn't quite notice it. It's unfortunate. This could be Ulster University's undoing, unless they spot this out. They do, but Evan is still able to find the kill nonetheless and get away. That's a blunder for Ulster University. That's going to be, I think, their undoing in this round. Evan,
Evan, what are you doing?
Out. That's so unfortunate for Evan, but Ruben swinging around is going to take down Doilo, but Drag's only on 1 HP and Mr. on 14. This is very, very dire, but Drags through the smoke is going to catch a Cormac. Fantastic shot there by him. It's just Lagoon, and Drags so aggressive, re-peeking despite being only on 1 HP. That's such a confidence play from him there. Re-peek that with the op and gets rewarded for it with the kill. Going to give UC their first CT side. Brings us 12-7, but that round got very, very close there, Cardinal.
That was very dicey. Evan did great to find the kill and get away, but unfortunately he nades himself and does go down, but Drags on 1 HP with the op in hand. He knew he needed to peek for the info for his teammates and even manages to find both kills unscathed. And now, seeing actually damage been traded back and forth. Lovely movement there from Lagoon actually. But still 5 men left alive on either side. UCD did really well to pick up the last round to make it a 12-7 scoreline. And Ulster University need to find something here. Oh, and that's the bomb being dropped. Rubish picking up a long. It does get retrieved, however. And Lagoon is going to find himself a kill as Drag picks up his 24th kill of the map. And advantage still in favour of UCD, however, as they push through. Drag finds a second kill of the round, and there Rubish is going to drop the bomb for a second time. Just Doilo is now all on his own. Does well to find 1 kill. The flashbang comes out. It's not going to flash him, but Evan is on the lurk. He's coming all the way around now. Doilo's not going to be able to get out of that one. Evan cleans him up, and that's going to be a 13th round for UCD.
Yeah, not bad at all there from UCD. But that being said, only 2 players surviving, so decent economic damage being done by Ulster University. Despite that though, they are not going to have the money to buy their way into this one. And that's a smart buy from Ruben there, actually, opting to pick up the MP9. He could have had Drags drop him a FAMAS or something, but he knows that the money for Ulster University is going to be low, so he's going to try and farm himself some cash with that MP9. Drags goes towards A main with the op. They make the smart decision to follow. That's huge utility damage being done. Drags and Evan burning Sandwich alive, and Evan finding 1 more as well before Cormac and Doilo do manage to chime back, but it's only Doilo left alone in a 1 versus 3. He has picked up the op, and I mean, he has been the star player for Ulster University so far, but he crept the whole back way around quad, but Incipiens checks it just in time and drops in to give UC their 14th round. 1 round away now from match point, Cardinal, and it's been a pretty dominant display from them thus far.
Yeah, definitely. On both halves, we've noticed that UCD did take a couple of rounds to get the ball rolling, but once they do, that momentum that they build up is just a huge problem in the backside for Ulster University, and we're seeing now a 2-to-1 ratio in the rounds. 14-7 the scoreline, and the T side gonna have to start thinking about and make very few mistakes here before this map slips completely out of control. And oh, Cormac does brilliantly, finds the kill onto Incipiens. His aggression often nets him a kill at the start of a round, but that time he's gonna pay for it as Incipiens goes down. Cormac only dropped to 56. And the P90 on Mr. Sandwich, actually, not every day you see that, but you might know something we don't know. As a second kill goes the way of the T side. Doilo's Trying to peek out for the info, and he does spot Mr. Turtle. Oh, that could be huge. No Molotov though, he's gonna get smoked out. Now Dilo's pushed all the way up as the bomb starts to get planted, but Drags with the up. Oh, he's not gonna get away though. Dilo's does find him. Bomb still yet to go down though. 52 seconds left. And 2 men still alive on the side of UCD. They've got to make the call here. Do they want to go for this one? Considering the control that Ulster University have on the bomb site already, it looks like they're just going to back off and take the 2 M4s into the next round, Ferex.
Yeah, smart decision there by UCD. Their economy not really great. Drags with the hero play there, pushing through the smoke from CT, dropping the bomb planter. Fortunately, not able to find anything more. So Ulster University finally going to find a reply to that 3 rounds being found by UCD. Give them their 8th, but it's still 14 to 8, so it's a little bit of a mountain to climb for Ulster University, but they're going to make a start with this first round, and they're going to be able to drop some rifles over towards those players who went down and give themselves a very strong chance with this round as well. But UCD, some saves weapons of their own, are going to force their way into this one. 3 rifles and an AWP and a 5.7 for Incipiens. He might try to get up close and aggressive once again, as he's so fond of doing on Cash. That's exactly what's going to happen, pushing him close towards vents. Believe he might try and go for a counter boost UCD, but Incipiens actually has just pushed straight through the smoke, and I think he might catch out Lagoon here. He's not looking the right way, but Incipien's not looking the right way. This is so close. Is going to get caught up by Sandwich. Turns around and checks it at just the right time. The idea was there, but unfortunately the timing wasn't for Incipiens. It was nearly the hero play that UCD needed to give them this round, but 4 versus 5. Sandwich taking down to 58 HP in the process, but more than enough for him to work with still if he plays off his teammates. And the A-side hit is now going to come out for Ulster University. Cross going to get smoked. That's going to lock Drags out, but going to head up towards Heaven. This is such a powerful position, but Doyle up here on Fork is going to catch out Evan. Drags though using that Heaven position as well. Find one back for UCD, and Drags still pushing with this M4. He's going to find his 2nd kill of the round. That's Lagoon gone down. It's a 3 versus 3, and Turtle catches out Doyle, who was going to try and catch Drags in the back. 3 versus 2, and Drags still going. Finds his 3rd kill of the round. Belong finds one back and gets the 2nd one off the Turtle as well, but Drags is so good in this round. Finds his 4th frag, and the hero for UCD indeed. And I mean, you know, we've spoken about him before. Cardinal is 100%. He's the star player of this UCD team, and he showed that just there with a huge round to put UCD onto match point.
Parity 1 frags already for Drags, getting the 4K, retrieving the AWP, the defuse, and putting his team onto match point. That's a lot to get done in 1 round, Ferex, but nevertheless, Drags is going to get it done, and now Ulster University are out of mistakes. They are staring down the barrel of match point, and they've got to win the next 7 rounds in a row if they want to even bring it to overtime. So a very grim scoreline to be facing into, but going to see what they can get done here in round number 24. As Drags has been playing out of his mind so far in this game. 31 kills already. Doilos is going to get dropped. Cormac down to 12 HP with extremely limited utility and not much better equipment to go along with it. Ulster University are in a very tricky situation here, as they're staring down the barrel of 5 men still left alive for UCD. Cormac on 12 HP is going to get up onto boost again, just to have a quick look. Spot some info for his team. And it's almost a case now for the T side of just trying to avoid Drags, but he seems to be everywhere and he's definitely a thorn in their side. As we get to the 60-second marker, T side have to get something done. Man advantage still in favor of UCD. Evan is on 13 HP, but he's happy to sit back as the frags start to rain in. Incipiens and Belong trading kills back and forth now. Mr. Sandwich tagged down to 29 as well, so very low HP across the board for T-side. Lagoon with the AWP, he's going to have to open up this bomb site if they do want to go towards B, but look at the minimap. Oh no, UCD, no. They smell the rat. And Cormac is going to be first contact onto the site. As he moves out, the nades start to rain in, and he's stayed scoped all the way, and oh no, he's not going to peek at the right time, and now it's all on the goon. AWP in hand, he's not going to get it done. Evan finds him, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah, good stuff there by UCD. A pretty convincing win, doubling the rounds of Ulster University to give them the win. And Drags, well, as we mentioned, Cardinal head and shoulders above the rest of UCD. He certainly stepped up in this game. 31 frags for him, and Incipients, I mean, 10 frags behind him, the closest player on UCD. So fantastic performance from Drags. Really helped UCD to win this game, I think, especially that 4K put them on match point. But yeah, a convincing victory from UCD in the end, I think. But Ulster University, you know, still made a little bit of a game of it. Eight rounds against one of the top teams in the tournament is not bad at all.
No.
So a good showing from them.
I'll have to agree with you on that one, Ferrix. But just before we finish up tonight, how does this put us in the standings now for the bracket? UCD have taken another victory, and Ulster University have taken the loss. So how are we looking in terms of wins and losses for all these teams?
So that is going to put us with, we have 4 teams on 3 wins at the moment. So that's going to be, it's UCD-A, UCD-B, Trinity and NCI, and then we have one team that's TUD on 4 wins, possibly 5. Let me just check that. Let me just check the results. Yeah, so TUD had a 16-1 victory, or maybe a 16-0. No, 16-0 victory over NUIG. That's unfortunate for NUIG. Yeah, 16-0 victory. That there was another game going on at 9 o'clock just there, so that just finished shortly. Excuse me, a while ago. So they have 5 wins. So they're undoubtedly coming out of these group stages in first place. But yeah, we have this interesting situation where we now have 4 teams on 3 wins. So we were talking about it before the game, Cardinal, and according to the admins, we're going to go to a tiebreaker situation. But the first tiebreaker is head-to-head results. But there's this weird triangle we have at the moment where UCD-A have lost to Trinity.
Right.
But Trinity have lost to UCD-B. And UCD-B have lost to UCD-A. So there's this weird, a triangle at the moment between these 3 teams, whereby head-to-head is not going to separate them. So I think we have to go to round difference. But I mean, the thing about CSGO and round difference is that rounds don't really always tell the story of the game. You know, I mean, even looking at that game, 16-8, you see we're very much in control for, at the very least, 3/4 of the game, but only having twice the rounds, it's not really representative of the game, I feel. So I'm not sure if rounds are a great way to represent CSGO games, but I think that's what we're going for. So the brackets should be released in the next day or two, Cardinal. We'll see what's going to happen, but at the moment, that's how things stand.
Perfect. So with that said, I would urge everybody to keep an eye out. Make sure you're following Irish Collegiate Esports on all the relevant channels to keep an eye out for those tiebreaker elimination matches before we get into the playoffs. And once we've got those out of the way and we are well into the playoffs, I think we're going to be trying to cover all the games we can, because they're very important as we come to the climax of the tournament. So keep an eye out. We might be streaming on possibly different times or different days, but as I've said, if you're following ICE on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere else, we'll be keeping you guys up to date on that. So it is going to finish 16-8 for the UCD A team. That has been all from us for this evening. Jack, as always, thank you for joining me.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here.
And with that said, we will let everybody go. Hope we all had a good night. Hope you all enjoyed the game. I certainly did myself. And we'll be back with more Irish Collegiate Esports for the Marvin.ie Collegiate Championship very, very soon. So thank you and good night.